Attention guests, the Mansfield Awards are about to begin. Please switch off your phones and make your way to the front of the room. Please switch off your phones and make your way to the front of the room. The Mansfield Awards would like to acknowledge the Gadigal of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of this land, and pay our respects to the elders both past and present. For hundreds of years, our industry has dealt with the unexpected, the unstable, and the unforgiving. When disaster strikes, we have been at the forefront of change. Those who advocate the reversal of misfortune and strive to right wrong. Claims champions help customers by upholding the contract between their company and their insureds, honouring an obligation enshrined in common law for over 250 years, and upholding a legislative duty almost 4 decades old, all while supporting new legislation that emerged this very year. This helps customers who have suffered a genuine loss recover quickly, protecting their investments, their families, their employees, the community to which they belong, and in turn, the Australian economy. To say this is an important role is an understatement, emphasising the importance of these awards. These last 2 years have tested the resolve and ingenuity of our great industry. Individuals and companies persevering with new innovations and delivering ever-increasing standards of service, despite the hardship of the pandemic. We now emerge into a world fresh with new challenges to master. And we cannot do this without a passion for what we do and the nurturing of collaboration at all levels, to lift each other up in the pursuit of perfection. This year we celebrate our community's achievements, in person, side by side, united by claims excellence. Welcome back to the Mansfield Awards.
Good evening, everybody. I loved it when the alarm went off and not one person in the place moved. Alan turns to me and he said, "Clearly the insurer isn't here." One of the first things we learn in insurance, folks, is the principle of utmost good faith. William Murray, the Earl of Mansfield and Lord Chief Justice of England between 1756 and 1788, is credited with first articulating the concept in Carter versus Bohème, in which he stated that the duty of good faith was reciprocal. What may not be as well known of Lord Mansfield is that he handed down a decision in 1772 holding that English law did not recognise the state of slavery. He actually lived his beliefs. In his personal life, on the 20th of September 1738, he married Lady Elizabeth Finch, but they had no children. However, they did care for Dido Bell, who was born into slavery and was the illegitimate mixed-race daughter of Rear Admiral Lindsay. In addition, his tolerance towards Roman Catholics led the mob to burn his Bloomsbury Square house during the Gordon riots of 1780. In terms of honours, Lord Mansfield declined many. He did accept some that were of major significance. The reason I mention this, folks, is because in many respects, the traits demonstrated by Lord Mansfield are those we seek to emulate in dealing in claims. Those of impartiality, justice, humility, common sense, fairness, and understanding without preconceptions. My name is Mark Silvera, as you can read up there. I'm the host of Business Made Personal podcasts, and I'm really, really pleased and honoured to be the MC of the Mansfield Awards. It's the innovation, as you guys know, of Dr. Alan and Stephen Manning and the LMI Group. In preparing for this event, I said to Alan, "Why did you start the Mansfield Awards in the first place?" And he said, "Look, Until very recently, there were no claims awards, and claims are the backbone of insurance. We wanted to start a movement that recognises those that do it well. You started a movement, all right, my friend, and it's going brilliantly well, looking by the number of people here. Since the awards' inception 6 years ago, some insurers have added the awards to their KPIs, further cementing the importance of the Mansfield Awards in the Australian insurance landscape. If you will indulge me, I'd like to share with you an actual event that significantly impacted me as to why what we do in claims is of unquestionable importance. During my tenure as head of sales at a leisure and corporate travel insurance MGA, a broker approached us to insure an elderly couple in their late 70s. They wanted to travel to Greece, to a remote island for the last time so he could say goodbye to his family. He wasn't a particularly well man. We reviewed in particular his health, and we told them that we really weren't in a position to provide them with 6 weeks insurance. With some limitations, the maximum we could do was 4 weeks. The client accepted, the broker confirmed, and we bound cover. 1 week before the cover was actually due to commence, we get this distressed call from the broker. Unbeknownst to him, his client has actually travelled to Greece 2 weeks earlier than the policy commencement. More importantly, the husband had been admitted to a remote hospital in a very small island in Greece, where the priest had been called in to give him his last rites, and the family had been called in to say farewell. He was unlikely to survive. As fate would have it, our Israeli-based global CEO happened to be in Sydney. I explained the situation to him and I asked him what would he like to do, and I'll never forget his response. He took a moment and he said, "Mark, you shouldn't be asking me that question." He said, "I should be asking a question of you." And I said, "Okay, what's the question?" He said, "If that was your father, what would you want me to do?" We flew our not yet insured client to Athens. We had him stabilised there. And when it was practical to move him, we had 2 doctors and his family attend him on his return flight from Athens to Adelaide, business class. I'd like to share with you the in-flight video that even to this day causes a lump in my throat. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you very much for everything you've done for us. We would not have done this without you. I appreciate everything you've done. It went smoothly. All the staff, all the doctors, all the nurses have done a wonderful job. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the reason I share this story with you isn't because we did such a great thing. I have no doubt that every one of you in this room has a story similar to what I've just shared, where we as an insurer go above and beyond any client expectations to do what is morally right, regardless of the commercial sensibilities, which is why the Mansfield Awards are arguably the most important recognition of services to the community on the insurance calendar. With that said, let me officially open the Mansfield Awards for 2022. I'd like to welcome our keynote speaker for the night. Excuse me, my voice is still cracking from that last video. So this gentleman, Mr. Jong Sok Oh, is the Executive Manager, Industry and Policy from Suncorp. He is going to address us tonight on climate change and natural hazard resilience policy. Please welcome Mr. Jong Sok Oh. All yours, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So thank you for having me here to speak on this topic of natural hazard resilience this morning. And look, this afternoon, I should say, and I was asked to be brief. I could talk about this topic for about 3 hours, but I'll keep it to 5. So I think this is something that will resonate with this crowd and perhaps put into context the sort of great work that you're doing out there in the community, and to really draw the link between that and the sort of debates that are happening in the public policy space. So I thought that would be something that I'll be trying to do over the next 5 minutes. I'm not sure if you've heard of the term atmospheric river. You may become more familiar with it over time as it becomes a more common occurrence in our climate. But it's this thing that happens, that forms in the clouds when there's enough moisture and it's long enough, that forms in the clouds over the skies. And there was an atmospheric river that formed on the 26th and 27th of February this year in the skies of Brisbane, in the clouds above Brisbane, I should say. And what is remarkable about that particular atmospheric river, according to Monash University scientists, it contained enough water to fill Sydney Harbour 16 times. That was, I think, 500 billion tonnes, if I remember that, 500 billion litres. That's a lot of water, as you can imagine, and that has direct impact on the sort of that work that you do out there in the community. The damage that that inflicted is enormous, and I don't need to tell you what it did to Brisbane and the communities around Brisbane in Queensland. What that means from a public policy perspective, I think, is that we've for a long time been talking about climate change as something that happens down the track, something that is in the future. Well, it's sort of here right now. These enormously confronting natural hazard events that are, striking us time and time again. The 2020 bushfires, the floods that seem to never end, and we've had just over the past few days, we had the bomb coming out and saying that the next season is also going to be a very challenging one for us as well. So the challenges of climate change seem to be not so much just about the future, but it's about dealing with the present and how we deal with it. It seems to be something that we need to grapple with from a public policy perspective for those of us who are in that space. And look, on the one hand, I think what we do really well right now is respond to emergency. And, you're all, the emergency/disaster response part of it, you're all integrally involved in that, and the role that you play in serving our customers and our communities when these events happen, it is integral to our industry, and I definitely want to acknowledge that in this forum. I think, though, there's something, in addition to that, there is something to be said about us not only responding to disasters well, but making sure that we do everything that we can before disasters strike so that we are ready and we do everything that we can to prepare for natural disasters. And I think what we are starting to see, you'll be very happy to hear, we're starting to see some momentum especially in the federal government space, but also in the New South Wales and Queensland space, some momentum in thinking more deeply and more strategically about what natural hazard resilience looks like. So we're not just madly scrambling to respond to natural disasters as they happen, but thinking about how we can prepare for events. So the great news is that the new government has allocated, $200 million per year to go to mitigation funding. And there are some really important questions that we really need to think about. How we allocate that funding, how we make sure that the funding goes to the right places. I think those are the really important questions that we need to deal with. We're already talking about what sort of data sets we need, what sort of governance frameworks we need to make that happen. And very importantly, and probably the most challenging thing, how we get the different levels of government working together. I think those are the things that we really need to work on. And if we can get that right, I think that will be of enormous benefit to our communities, and hopefully you'll see that translate to your working environments. And hopefully what we will see is as this next period comes through, and as we get better at natural hazard resilience, that will have a direct impact on your work and the things that you're very passionate about in terms of serving our customers in natural hazards, that we can do something to help our communities better prepare for that. So look, those are the debates that will be happening over the coming months and years. And look, I would really encourage you to get involved in these conversations, because what we really need are people like yourselves who have seen customers and communities affected by natural hazards. So please get involved directly, please, make sure that your voices are heard during these very important policy conversations. So that's all I really wanted to say today. Just congratulations for everything that you've achieved over the past 12 months. And once again, thank you on behalf of my firm and the industry more broadly for everything that you do. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for that, John Sock. Okay, so now we get to the awards part. I'd like to invite Annette O'Brien, who is the Technical Broking Manager of Steadfast, to head up here and present the Personal Lines Award. Welcome, Annette.
Hello everyone, how are we this evening? Probably have to put these down because I'm so short, a bit vertically challenged. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight, particularly all the rugby fans missing out on the Bledisloe Cup, but knowing the score we might be better off here. I'm very proud to be here tonight. Steadfast has been a major sponsor for a very, very long time and has been with the Mansfield Awards for many, many years. It's something that we hold dear, and I'm very, very proud to be up here this evening. So, I think we all would like to now find out who the nominees are, and my colleague Michael, who will be presenting next. We have a lot to do with claims teams in our role, and we see a lot of things, and particularly I think the category that I have been asked to present tonight is the personal lines category, and what a year you guys have had. You've had everything, cats, COVID, supply chain issues. I know you've had issues in your departments with staffing. You've had people like me ringing you up and abusing you, and well, not abusing you, I really try not to do that, but we've got a lot of brokers who are under a lot of pressure, and from the bottom of my heart, I really thank all of you who've been working on our claims. So, the nominees are, in my little secret stash, because we're not allowed to tell anyone. I'm sorry, old lady, have to wear glasses. The nominees are Allianz, Budget Direct, Catholic Church Insurances, QBE Insurance Australia Limited, RACV, and Suncorp. Yes. So I do not know the winner, but I think... Oh, I'm going to get it. Thank you, Alan. Okay, the secret envelope. The winner of Claims Excellence for the Personal Lines category is QBE, Insurance Australia Limited. Hi, Bianca. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Firstly, thank you to the sponsors for tonight. It's a great event. I think all of us know this year has been considerably challenging. There's so many impacts to us, the significant catastrophe, the resourcing issues that we all continue to face, and the resources are so stretched. But on behalf of our claims team, I just can't thank them enough. They've worked so hard, and they continue to work hard to help our customers through that claims journey. And I would like to acknowledge that this recognition is fantastic. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations, QBE. The next presenter is Michael White, who's the Broker Technical Manager of Steadfast, and he's here to present the SME Property and Casualty Claims Award. Come on down, Michael.
Thanks, Mark. Steadfast is proud to be a supporter of the Mansfield Awards. The test of any insurer is how they handle claims and whether they're able to manage their claims in a timely and efficient manner. We live in interesting times from a claims perspective. Building costs have significantly increased over the past 12, 24 months. 20 to 30% increases are common, quite often leaving insureds short in the event of a total loss. Some materials are in short supply, and this extends the time for reinstatement and indemnity. We see a lot of situations where people get caught out with a short indemnity periods. There's difficulty in engaging trades. Builders are reluctant to enter into fixed-term contracts. Unfortunately, we don't really see any solution to some of these problems in the immediate future. I think we need to encourage more wise women and wise men to come into the industry. So, the SME Award, who were the nominees? I have. Ansbar Insurance Limited. Capricorn Mutual Limited. Catholic Church Insurance. CGU Insurance. The Hollard Insurance Company Pty Limited. QBE Insurance Australia Limited. And Vero. The big moment. The winner is... I thought there'd be a drum roll. A well-deserved winner. The winner is Vero.
I'm not sure about you, but I feel slightly depressed after Michael's talk. I mean, who'd want to work in claims? But if you ever want an ego check around working in claims, you need to spend half an hour with Michael and you kind of work out where things are at. And for me, that probably came about 3.5 years ago. This is sort of my fourth year in the role now. And I got a really good sense of where claims needed to fix, what we need to fix at Vero. And that constant feedback loop has been really important to us. We've got a great team, we've got great suppliers. Unfortunately, our clients are under a lot of pressure, as I'm sure yours are too. Big event season coming. And whilst domestic personal lines gets the headlines, we know SMEs where the pain's at. So this means a lot to us. Thanks very much. Hope you have a good night.
Yeah, that's great. I love it when the lawyers give the insurers a smack. Hey, the next person to present the awards is Tony Westling, who's the Group Executive, Strategy and Office of the CEO of iCare. Please make him welcome.
Hello. Welcome everyone. It's great to see so many people out and about. Great night in Sydney. Thanks for everyone for coming. I'm here to present the winners of the Corporate Property and Casualty and Specialty categories. 2022 marks the 6th year that iCare has partnered with the Mansfield Awards. And the reason we hold such a long association with these awards is because of what the awards stand for, which is to emphasise the vital role that claims professionals play in the insurance industry. It's simply not possible to provide great outcomes for customers without a skilled and committed frontline. It goes without saying the last few years have been tough. Among many challenges, finding and keeping a great frontline of claims managers has been harder than ever. At iCare, we've engaged in a significant program of work to help address this by building claims manager capability through our partnership with the Personal Injury Education Foundation to create Australia's first professional standards framework for workers' compensation claims professionals. We're aiming to create a industry of claims professionals and lift capabilities in the management of claims that will achieve better outcomes for the customers, the workers and the employers of New South Wales. Great claims management comes when the end-to-end process is focused on supporting the needs of individual customers in their journey to recover, where the guiding principles are fairness and empathy, transparency and participation, and timeliness and efficiency. You can only achieve that with great people. And that's what we are here to recognise and celebrate tonight. Recognising claims professionals not only highlights those who are consistently achieving the best results for their customers, but also increases the transparency, the competition in the industry by encouraging professionals to achieve higher standards. It's more important than ever that the focus on making a difference to the customers we serve while celebrating each other's achievements along the way. And now for the exciting part. Time to announce the finalists. So the first award I'm announcing is the Corporate Property and Casualty Claims for the insurer that has performed best in this category. And the finalists are Liberty Special Markets, QBE Insurance Australia Limited, Vero, and Zurich Australia Insurance Limited. And the winner tonight is Zurich Australia Insurance Limited. Oh, yeah.
Great. On 1, 2. Great. Go on, 1, 2. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd just like to thank everybody who voted, brokers and customers, because they're the people we value the most, and that's why we do what we do. But it goes beyond everything, beyond the claims handler and the broker and the customer. There's a whole lot of people that go into being a good claims experience, and that goes to the support networks we have. And you know what? We're really proud that the Zurich team delivers for our customers. So thanks very much.
So the next award is the Specialty Claims Award for the insurer that has best performed in the specialty claims area. And the finalists tonight are EBM Rent Cover, FM Global Affiliated FM, GT Insurance, Interruption Underwriting Agencies, Millennium Underwriting Agencies Proprietary Limited, and lastly NTI Limited. And the winners tonight, and it's a tie. Controversial. The winners tonight are EBM Rent Cover and GT Insurance. Who's up first? Congratulations.
Oh, wow. I am extremely honoured to be presenting EBM Rent Cover on stage tonight and receiving this most significant award. Just being nominated for the Mansfield Award for Claims Excellence is an accomplishment, and to take out the top spot in this category is overwhelming. So just a few words. The award is very well deserved. EBM Rent Cover Claims team is filled with individuals with dedicated staff and experience who generally care about finding a positive outcome for their clients. Since the beginning of the founders of EBM Rent Cover knew the insurance was an industry built on trust, and trust that claim would be paid in time, in definitely needs. EBM Rent Cover invests in people and processes and ensures the claims run smoothly and simply, because ultimately smooth and simple settlements can be the difference between a happy and unhappy client. We know that the reputation and future success of EBM Rent Cover is built upon the foundations of integrity and honesty and honouring appropriate claims submitted by our clients. So thank you for the recognition, and thank you for the whole of our Rent Cover team. Thank you very much.
Can we get GT up here? Is GT? Oh, here we are.
There we go. Give him a round of applause, folks.
Well, we won't worry about the photos because I spilt some stuff on my shirt anyway, evidently.
Well, that's why we want the photos, so we'll do it later.
I'm Greg Walsh here to represent GT Insurance. Listen, I'm really humbled to be up here tonight accepting this award on behalf of GT. Firstly, I want to thank our customers and brokers for all their support. You know, at GT, all we try to do is do our best to get your claims sorted smoothly and promptly. And for us, it's about getting our customers and clients getting their vehicles back on the road. I also want to thank Allianz. They're our shareholder and security, and they've been great support to us. They also let us get on with our business and let us flourish. Lastly, and most importantly, I want to say a big thank you to everyone at GT, the staff. We've got about 165 people around Australia. I've been there about 10 years, but you know, this award's really for all those people at GT. The tremendous commitment, attitude and support they provide one another, it's just fantastic. It's unbeatable. For me, it's an honour to work with everyone at GT. We've got a few of our guys here today, and yeah, great. This is great to win this award tonight. So very proud. Thank you.
Head over that way a bit, boys. Head over that way a bit. You head over there. Please make sure you get the stained shirt in there. Lovely. Thank you, gentlemen. I'll get you to just walk over there. Thank you, mate.
Thanks, everyone.
You can see what these awards mean to people, and I think just being nominated, as someone said before, it just makes such an impact, isn't it, to actually even be considered as part of these awards, which is fantastic. So I'd like to introduce Stephen Manning. All good? Oh, sorry. We are going to show you guys a video because where your money goes is actually here. Thanks.
Bengkulu, the capital of Sumatra, and the site of considerable history. History that has shaped and intertwined our industry, the awards, and a small orphanage. In 1719, in British-controlled Bengkulu, then Bencoolen, the British East India Trading Company finished construction on Fort Marlborough, designed to protect, support and supply their trade routes through the region. In 1760, the 7 Years' War brought about an attack on the fort by the French. Little did the French know that they were starting another battle at the same time. This one would be fought in the courtroom. In 1766, across the other side of the world, in an English courtroom, the sound of a gavel heralded the guiding principle of the insurance industry, imberrima fide, or utmost good faith. The father of this seminal decision? Lord William Murray, 1st Earl of Mansfield, after whom our event is named. 2 centuries later, in 2016, a small group of insurance professionals visited Bengkulu to mark the occasion and speak about how our industry was grown and shaped by Lord Mansfield's decision. As part of this experience, the group toured the sites and soaked up the thriving Sumatran capital. Bustling markets, ancient rainforests, and unforgettable people. Sumatra was a sight to behold. Down a small back road, past rows of houses, and into a clearing, the tour bus came to a stop. A small schoolhouse with excited, bright-eyed children peering from behind its gates. These children, with a range of disabilities and trauma, all greeted the group with the same infectious happiness, sharing what they had with the group as they welcomed us to their home, going above and beyond despite their own circumstances. It was there that the seed of this event was planted, the bringing together of these worlds to not only celebrate Claim's excellence, but better the lives of these orphans who so reflect the qualities that those in our industry strive for: the tenacity, the fortitude, and the spirit. The Mansfield Awards are a not-for-profit event. Every cent made is spent on the Amal Mulia Orphanage to better the lives of these truly special kids. Thank you for choosing to support these wonderful children through your participation in the Mansfield Awards.
So the next 2 people actually have a hand in not just making this happen, but also the donations to some of what you've just seen. So please welcome Stephen Manning, the CEO of the LMI Group. Coming up, and he's going to present a new award this year, the Purple Mansfield. Welcome, mate.
Thanks, mate. Evening, everybody. Before I announce the award, I just wanted to make a special note to thank our sponsors, Steadfast and iCare. Without their continued support, we wouldn't be here tonight, so thank you. Okay. So I'm pleased to be standing here tonight to introduce, but more excitingly award, the inaugural Purple Mansfield Award. This is an award we've been looking at adding to the evening for some time. However, each time we explored it, we got cold feet, concerned that stories of going above and beyond may cause some customers to suggest favouritism, or worse, as setting a precedent. This said, given the number of nominations we received, our fears were clearly unfounded. As claims professionals, we all see the impact a claim has on an insured on a daily basis. Tonight's recipient was themselves impacted by a claim, having lost their house and all their belongings in the recent Queensland floods. Now, while their house was inaccessible, carrying the knowledge they had lost quite possibly everything, they were displaced and living in alternative accommodation. Upon hearing that several customers had suffered flood damage and were struggling, took it upon themselves to drive a 4-hour round trip to visit our customers, giving it away actually, and offer support. This really embodies the true nature of a claims professional, putting the insured first and being there when they need you most. So I'm extremely pleased to announce the recipient of the inaugural Purple Mansfield Award is Natasha Blanche from Vero.
Thank you. I'm so proud to work in an industry that encourages and supports customer focus. Claim time is when insurance really comes to life, and it's great to have a dedicated event recognising the importance of our function. A special thank you to the whole team at Vero, who keep customers at the heart of everything we do, and thank you so much for this huge honour.
just before you disappear into the ether, I'd like to ask you a question, and it's without notice. But your house is damaged.
Yes.
You don't know if everything's gone. You decide you're going to hop in a car and go and visit clients. What the hell were you thinking?
My husband's got this.
So you left it to him, did you?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well done. Hey, congratulations on the award. That's
Thank
absolutely
you.
brilliant. I tell you, the people in our industry just never cease to amaze me. I just absolutely love it. A man who now needs absolutely no introduction at all is the man himself, Dr. Alan Manning.
Thank you, Mark. We're going to change the rules. Behind every successful woman, there's a successful man, I think. We just change it completely around. I need glasses, I think. When we released we started encouraging people to start voting for the awards, it was amazing how many brokers came to me and said, no one deserves to win it this year, they're all bloody useless. And it sort of disheartened me for a while, but when the actual surveys came through, it was quite good. There was some drops, there was a number of people went down, I'll give you the statistics in a minute, but clearly there was a lot of companies, and those in the finals were all in that category, really did go beyond, and when it really mattered to their customers and their brand and brand insurance, they stepped up, so well done. I'm really pleased Johnson could be here tonight and talk about climate change, because if you believed it, I joined insurance in 1971, and they said that all this climate change stuff wasn't called climate change, then it was called sunspots or something, and it was all going to be finished by the 1970s and the 80s and the 90s, and we're still going and getting worse and worse and worse. What it really shows to me, though, is that it's how important it is for all of us to invest in our claims teams, train them, pay them well, not just the claims officers, but the loss adjusters and all the people supporting it. I think we're all a bit concerned, and Michael touched on it, that we're not investing enough in the training part of it, and that's what made my personal brand, was just the amount of training that I was given, and I still continue to learn to this day. And when we buy the resources that we use, and everyone, I think a number of people talked about, it's just not the company employees, but the people that service them. It's like insurance itself. It's not always the cheapest, it's the best. Investing in it properly does have significant rewards. It is interesting. When we did the first, I was thinking this is our 6th year, and in the first year we had a company win the Gold Award, and I thought no one's ever going to beat them. They are so good, and yet they didn't feature in one category tonight. So does that mean that they went down and everyone went up? I don't know, but it's not a guarantee that if you win it this year, you'll win it next year. So it's not going to be the same every year for sure. I was really pleased to see QBE, who I don't think had ever made it to the finals before, in I think just about every category. And QBE Aviation just missed out on the specialty award. So well done to QBE. Everyone needs to be rewarded, I think, that made the finals, but I just was so impressed with the way those guys had lifted this year. So whatever you're doing, keep it up, you're doing really well. This is the first year on the Purple Mansfields, and it was stories like that Mark told, and there was another claim involving the Egyptian bus crash that happened a few years back where QBE stepped up, and I'm sorry QBE, you're getting a bit of rap tonight. You just looked after all the people that were on those buses, not necessarily your customers, and I remember every child that came back from that trip got a koala given to them. It was just I was just so overwhelmed by the way you treated those people. Allianz, during the bushfires, you did some fantastic work, and I know you paid claims that were technically, like Mark's claim, they weren't necessarily claims, but you paid them, kept it quiet, because it was the right thing to do. What Mark didn't tell you was actually the sum insured was exhausted. They paid twice the sum insured on that claim of theirs as well. So those stories really encouraged us to think that those stories need to come out. We can't necessarily put it on the front page of the newspapers, but we should acknowledge that when companies and individuals do really go way beyond what they need to do or should do. I want to thank Mark for stepping in and becoming our MC now. Thank you, Mark. I think you've got a gig for a couple of years. So well done, mate. Also, John Sook for stepping in. Thank you. We had another speaker who pulled out a week before, and then John Sook stepped up to Mark, so thank you very much for that. There is an enormous amount of preparation to put this together. I did want to put up one slide and just show you that it's right across every category that we do get the results back. Did the slide come up? Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, we do get responses in every category of insurance. This year we had 935 products that we had to go through. Of those, 225 had their rating go up. 340 had their rating go down, which is the first time we had more down than up. We had 61 new entrants, and we had 309 stayed the same. There's a whole pile of people in that. We had statisticians and it just, yeah, that's why I've got this colour hair. That had even 2 children. But there's Steve, Andrew Pitts, Caitlin, Sharon Walker, Angus Stewart. There's a whole team of people who make that happen to go through all those and we have to triple check it. It'll all be, the star ratings will come out tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Please log on to the Mansfield, onto claimscomparison.com and you'll see what your new ratings are. You'll be able to, if you're a 4, 4.5 or 5 star, you can download your own thing and push it out to the market and just be proud of what you've achieved. And you also get finalists and winner badges you can put on your emails and letters and stuff, or policies, whatever you like to do with it. And we thank those that do that. It really helps enhance our industry and push some of the good things that we do as an industry. I wanted to thank our sponsors. We couldn't do it without it, and you can see where the money goes. Those kids are the most beautiful little kids. They're blind, they're deaf, they're intellectually handicapped. We've been with them now for 7 or 8 years, and we've got some of them going to university, and they would never have had that opportunity. They've got sporting equipment, they've got musical instruments. It's just amazing what just a few dollars does to the lives of these kids. So thank you so much for that. So thank you, Steadfast, thank you, iCare, thank you, Michael, Annette, Tony, for stepping up and presenting those awards tonight. And again, congratulations to all those that made the finals and won it. Won. So now, the business end of the evening, I get the honour to announce the winner of the Gold Mansfield Award for Claim Excellence for 2022, which recognises the best of the best. The finalists are GT, QB Insurance Limited, Vero, Zurich, and I have to be my own barrel girl. And the winner is, drum roll, Vero. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. They've won it a couple of years now, so come on, knock them off, okay?
That was totally unexpected. Thank you. I think 3 years in a row, really proud of our team. Most have been the same. Most are here tonight. Glenn Green not here. But thank you so much for my team. We have done an awesome job over the last couple of years. And when we set out on this journey, it wasn't about trying to be the best. It was about trying to raise the bar for the industry overall. And hearing Natasha's story and what she did, that what makes me proud. The gold Mansfield's nice, but for Natasha to get that privilege of receiving that purple Mansfield, that makes it all worthwhile. So thank you to LMI, to Steadfast, iCare, the sponsors. Claims doesn't get enough attention. This is our one night in person for the first time in a while. No more YouTube, Alan. That's it, we're done. Let's hope we can back next year. I hope you have a great night. Thank you. Well done.
That's fantastic. So really, folks, that concludes the formal part of the evening. Congratulations to our winners and also those who were nominated. Finally, a huge thank you to three categories, three groups of people. Firstly, to our sponsors, Steadfast and iCare, without whom, obviously, this sort of thing would not happen. Secondly, I'd like to thank the organising team at LMI, specifically Andrew Pitts and Caitlin Swincer, for everything they've done. Finally, the other group I'd like to thank is those of you who are here tonight. We recognise you've got a choice. You could have been watching the Bledisloe Cup. You've chosen to spend your time here, and we really, really do appreciate it. We have the room until 10 o'clock tonight, so please enjoy the refreshments, and I hope you've enjoyed the night so far.
Congratulations to all our winners and finalists. We encourage you to share images of the event on social media with the hashtag Mansfield Awards 2022. Thank you for attending the 2022 Mansfield Awards.